Hello everyone and welcome to i-nastava. My name is Ankica Šarić and I'm going to be your teacher today. This is a lesson for the 4th grade high school students and we are going to talk about volunteering becoming a way of life. We will start with a gap year. You're going to do some research on the topic. Besides the positive aspects of volunteering, you're going to analyze its negative aspects as well. And last but not least, you're going to interpret some data about volunteering. For this lesson, you will need your notebook, something to write with, and a smartphone or a laptop with internet connection. In order to do some exercises, you will have to pause the video. When you see the pause button on the screen, it will be your signal to pause the recording in order to do some exercises. How would you define a gap year? Think about how long it lasts and who it concerns. The second thing you should think about is what do students usually do when on a gap year? And don't forget to answer a question, why do students take a gap year? For this exercise, you will have to do some online research. Pause the video here and start looking for answers. Let's compare what we've got. A gap year is usually taken after high school before students go to college. During that time, students gain some work experience, they do some courses or volunteer. And why do they do it? They want to broaden their view of the world, learn some new skills or gain work experience, which can be valuable when applying for jobs later on. Moreover, students meet people from different walks of life, they make contacts which may come in handy. They also challenge themselves, they step out of their comfort zone. They often want to do something worthwhile like volunteering. Or some of them simply want to take some time out before going to college. We are going to concentrate on volunteering today. Volunteering doesn't need to be connected with a gap year. Have you ever volunteered? What types of volunteering are there? Pause the recording here and note down as many different types of volunteering as you can think of. Which of the following activities do you have on your list? I'm sure you have mentioned working in animal shelters. Have you ever cleaned your local beach? Or have you tried fighting ragweed, which causes allergy? Conserving wildlife is another important cause if we want to protect endangered animals and plants. There are many different things you can do for children and teenagers. You can volunteer in youth centers or clubs organizing activities for the young, or you can also volunteer in children's homes. Socializing with the elderly can be very rewarding, just like tutoring younger students. There are many who enjoy volunteering on sporting events just for a chance to take part in an event or to meet their favorite athlete. You probably have some other examples as well, which is great. This means that you know a lot about volunteering, and this lesson will be a piece of cake for you. Before we start with the next exercise, Let's go through some vocabulary that you will encounter later on. You're probably familiar with this vocabulary, but nevertheless, let's revise. First, skim through the words in the word art. In order to do the exercise, copy the bit.ly link volunteerism quiz or scan the code and do the quiz. Pause the recording here. What are the benefits of volunteering? I'm positive you have some on your mind. I would like you to go through the text about volunteering benefits and sort them out into 4 categories. Volunteering connects you to others. It is good for your body and mind as well as your career. Volunteerism brings fulfillment to your life. Copy the table into your notebook and then scan the code or copy the bit.ly link v benefits. You should pause the recording now. How does volunteering connect you to others? It helps you make new friends and you get better at interacting with other people. As for your body and mind, it helps us fight stress, anxiety, and depression. We are happier and healthier, and there's a purpose in our life. Volunteerism teaches us skills, and we gain work experience which can be beneficial for our careers. And last but not least, volunteering is fun because it helps us pursue our interests and we become more creative when solving problems. All the things we have talked about so far sound great, but is volunteering always positive? In order to answer this question, you will watch the video and do the comprehension check. Read the questions and then take notes while watching the video. Scan the code or copy the bit.ly link who gains more. You should pause the video here. The first question was about the benefits. Volunteering is positive because it makes you feel good about yourself. It's an experience that changes you and you learn new skills. As you have seen, not everything is positive. Volunteers are supposed to live the same way as the locals, but that is not so. Their diet, for example, is much better. Also, who are we to say that Westerners' ideal lifestyle is ideal for everyone else? And what kind of work do volunteers do? They do the jobs which can be done by the local people, or they become teachers for a week or two in impoverished countries, although they are not qualified for the job. As for why negative sides of volunteering aren't discussed, well, the companies which organize volunteering have to keep the business running. It's all about the money. If we want to change things for the better, we should connect with the people in need and help them all year round, not just for a week or two. Also, highly skilled volunteers should help them in the fields they're experts in. You have seen the video, analyzed it. What do you think? Who should gain from volunteering? Volunteers or people who are being helped? Is it okay if volunteers have some benefits as well? Of course it is, but we should bear in mind that we are volunteering primarily because of the people in need. Their needs come first. Do you think your school pays enough attention to volunteering? What types of activities have you organized? And have you ever taken part in any of them? You have probably organized some environmental or fundraising activities. Maybe you tutor students who need some help with school. Or maybe you visit the elderly in your community and do the shopping for them or just keep them company. If you have a school cooperative like we do in our school, you have probably made some things or provided some services in order to raise money for children's homes or hospitals, or for people who have lost everything during the earthquake in Petrinja. Volunteering is becoming more and more popular in Croatia, but we still have a lot of space to grow. In our new task, we are going to analyze the numbers, the percentages connected with volunteering in Canada. Before analyzing the numbers, you will do this quiz on signpost language you're going to use while analyzing the data. Pay special attention to describing statistics and trends. Scan the bit.ly code, chart present, or scan the QR code and then do the quiz. Pause the video here. Copy the signpost language into your notebook because you're going to need it in the following exercise. Again, pause the recording. Let's analyze some data. In this table, we can see 4 different types of volunteering: helping with the chores, paperwork, health-related care, and teaching. We are going to compare the data for 2 generations. I generation, this is the generation you belong to, and your parents' generation, Generation X. First, you're going to analyze the data, then do some research on the types of volunteering mentioned in the table in order to come up with ideas. Why are the numbers the way they are? What are the characteristics of each generation? After that, you're going to organize your oral presentation of the data. It should have introduction into the analysis, the body with all the different types of volunteering and numbers, and the conclusion. You should also write notes for each part. Don't forget the signpost language. Record yourself while giving the presentation. You can use Vocaroo. Pause your video here and do the task. And the last thing today. This rubric can help you check whether you have done a good job. Have you described the key points from the table and interpreted the trends? What is your range of vocabulary and grammar? Have you used the signpost language? And is the organization clear and easy to follow? I hope you have learned something new today. Maybe some of you are even thinking about volunteering. Hopefully, you will find something that interests you. This is all for today. Till next time.